What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Hot Commodity and C, and today we are covering WWE Monday Night Raw from August 28th, 2023, live in Memphis, Tennessee. The summer is over. We are just 6 days away from Payback. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great night. Let's get into the action. We start out with one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn, taking on Damian Priest. And we find out that at Payback, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will defend their titles against Damian Priest and Finn Balor of Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley informs them that if they don't win the titles, there will be a change in Judgment Day. So this is a decent match. A lot of stuff happens here between Zayn and Priest. However, the main part of it is when JD McDonough comes out, he distracts Sami Zayn, and Priest nails the South of Heaven and gets a 3 count. After Priest pushes JD McDonough to the floor, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn attack JD and Damian Priest, watches while the attack happens, and he smiles at JD, and then Sami Zayn nails JD McDonough with a Haluva kick. I don't know when JD McDonough is going to learn that Judgment Day does not care about him, but I don't know. Will he be the change that's going to cause Judgment Day to erupt? We'll have to find out on Saturday. We see backstage Drew McIntyre is looking at a picture of himself with shorts saying, bro, Matt Riddle wants to see tag teams get beat up tonight by them. So, a whole joke tag team going on with Drew and Matt Riddle. We get a Raquel Rodriguez promo. She's taking on Rhea Ripley at Payback. We then have LA Knight the music of LA Knight play, and The Miz comes out dressed as LA Knight. Miz says, let me talk to you. Yeah, I'm a wannabe tough guy. I brought a bag of free LA Knight shirts. And then The Miz takes off the shirt and says, you're pathetic. You will cheer for anything. He's vanilla. I don't do a catchphrase. When I say I am awesome, it's because it's reality. When LA Knight loses, the party is over. You don't cheer losers. That's what LA Knight will be at Payback. So The Miz did a great promo here. Anytime you want to be a star, take on The Miz, because he definitely does amazing work. And this match at Payback with him and LA Knight is going to be awesome. His impression of LA Knight was on point too. We then see the New Day taking on the Viking Raiders with Valhalla. Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre come to ringside to sit and watch. This match, I'm starting to think Drew McIntyre might turn a little bit. Ivar tosses Kofi Kingston to Riddle and Drew McIntyre. McIntyre gets mad and tosses a chair, but it accidentally hits Xavier Woods in the face. And then the Raiders nail Ragnarok and get a 3 count. So Viking Raiders are dominant in this match, but it seems like Drew McIntyre is becoming a bit reckless. And can we see an evil Drew McIntyre? Very interesting. We then see Kofi Kingston. He comes out of the doctor's room, and Drew tells him that he's sorry. And Kofi's like, we know you didn't mean to hurt Xavier Woods. Drew says he wants to stop the Viking Raiders next week. So I guess we'll find out sooner than later where Drew McIntyre stands. We then have Imperium come out, and Gunther says last week Chad Gable made history. He became the first man to beat the ring general in more than 500 days by countout. He gained a victory but won nothing. He's achieved one thing, and that's pissing me off. Now Chad Gable has my focus. Next week, Gable will challenge me for the title. Just like Chad Gable won't beat me next week, he won't beat. And then the Alpha Academy come out, and Gable says, normally I'd give you a shush, but you're giving good points. No one has been able to defeat you until last week. I did it in 10 seconds. Next week, I'm going to take away your title in 1, 2, 3. So a good promo here by Chad Gable, and he did get the win over Gunther. I don't see Chad Gable defeating Gunther in the end, but this is a decent rivalry because Chad Gable is definitely an Olympian and he is athletic, and these are two technical powerhouses going at it. But for tonight, we have Ludwig Kaiser taking on Chad Gable, and Chad Gable gets the win by DQ after Chad Gable applies an ankle lock on the floor, and then he hits a German, but then Giovanni Vinci attacks Chad Gable, giving Gable the DQ victory. After Otis attacks, I'm sorry, Otis attacks, but Imperium toss Otis into the ring post. They attack Chad Gable, and then Gunther comes out. Chad Gable applies an ankle lock on Gunther. Gunther is able to escape, And then Imperium attack Gable, and Gunther hits Chad Gable with a power bomb. So Gunther stands tall here on Monday Night Raw. We then get a promo for Bob Barker, who passed away. Rest in peace, Bob Barker. I remember sitting at home watching The Price is Right with my grandma and learning about, dogs and cats being spayed and neutered, all that good stuff. So rest in peace, Bob Barker. He was a guest co-host back in 2009. So back to WWE stuff. We have the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins coming out. Seth says, "You're wowie welcome. You're wowie welcome. Yowie wowie, welcome to Monday Night Raw." And sorry, that took me a minute to remember that in honor of Bray Wyatt. It has been a long week, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Nakamura, I give you a crack at the title. Now give me what I want. If you got more mind game, Shinsuke your way down the aisle and say it to my face. Come on, let them sing your song. Oh, I forgot, they don't. We should head on down to Beale Street and let you sing my song all night long. But we then get a promo from Nakamura on the Titantron. He says in Japanese, "I want his wife to know I'm the reason why his body can't get up and why he can't walk his daughter down the aisle. He has no honor, no code, no future." Seth says, "That's it. What happened to the Nakamura that headlined the Tokyo Dome? My broken back didn't stand in the way of becoming champion, and it won't stop me from mowing you. You will know you will never take anything from me." And then Nakamura attacks Seth from behind and kicks him in the head. Nakamura has had the advantage over Seth Rollins every single time the two of them have met eye to eye. And I don't know, it looks as if Seth Rollins has his hands full with Nakamura this coming Saturday. But Seth Rollins is definitely up for the challenge. I'm excited to see what's going to happen at Payback between these two. We then find out at Payback it will be a Steel City Street fight for the tag titles, Judgment Day against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. People will get involved, we know that. We then have Bronson Reed taking on Tommaso Ciampa. Bronson attacks Ciampa before the match can start. However, Ciampa nails a widow's bell. He falls on top of Bronson and gets a 3 count. Really no reason for this match, just put these two guys on air. Tommaso Ciampa is a great guy. I can't wait for him to reunite with Johnny Gargano and reform DIY. Next, we have the World's Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and then NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio come out. Rhea trashes Raquel Rodriguez, and then Raquel comes out. Rhea tries to hit the Riptide, but Raquel gets out and takes out Rhea Ripley, sending her out of the ring. And Rhea has her hands full this Saturday at Payback against Raquel. I'm personally excited for that one. Then we have our main event, the Falls Count Anywhere match. Becky Lynch taking on Zoey Stark with Trish Stratus. Both women come out. Zoey comes out with a kendo stick. They both grab kendo sticks. Trish is taking on Becky at Payback in a steel cage match. A lot of the action here during the match, Trish accidentally hits Zoey with a chair. And then in one of the crazier moments of the night, Trish Stratus bulldogs Becky Lynch through a table. And then Zoey accidentally kicks Stratus off a landing through a table. And then Becky Lynch manhandle slams Zoey through a table and gets a 3 count. Becky Lynch gets revenge on Zoey and Trish. And afterwards, Becky Lynch holds up the Bray Wyatt armband and she cries. She tells a story off air about how Bray Wyatt helped her set up a table in her first ever tables match. And I loved this match. It was a great match. Great action here. And this episode of Raw was decent. It was a good go-home show. But, I wish Raw was kind of down to 2 hours, to be honest with you. But Payback is tonight. I'm taping this on Saturday, so I'm excited to check it out. It's going to be a great show. I want you all to stay safe and stay uncensored.